18 like bitch, I'm about to business. I got them talking lately, bitch, I'm about to business. A nigga poppin' lately, bitch, I'm about to business. I see you watching lately, bitch, I'm about to business. A nigga poppin' lately.
Yo, what's up everybody? It's CPG doing a follow-up video from my Q&A, giving you guys the answers you asked me. I didn't get a whole lot of questions. There were some that were troll questions. They weren't serious, but you know, I'm gonna do my best to try to answer all of these. Troll or not, I'm gonna do my best. So let's start out with Tekken Is My World. Tekken Is My World asked me, one, this is a two-part question. One, if you had to meet one, marry one, fuck one, and punch one, who would those people be? And it could be anybody. Meet one, marry one, fuck one, punch one. Whew, that one's hard, man. Meet one, marry one, fuck one, and punch one. I still would like to meet Cam. I mean, I've been like right there at him. I haven't like actually met him yet because I've been trying to get a picture with the guy forever. So I guess I'd say Cam Newton for meet one, unless this all has to be women. But you said it could be anybody. Marry one. Marry one. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna go with, who is it, Misha Tate and Ronda Rousey, just because those are the first people that popped in my head, and they're probably the only two attractive chicks in the UFC. And I'm sorry that took me so long just to figure that out, but that's not something I just sit here and think about, like, I'd like to fucking marry all. Well, I mean, as a guy, we all think I'd like to fuck that person, but I digress. And punch one. Who would I like to punch? There's a lot of damn people I'd like to punch, dude. But who would I like to punch the most? The Miami Heat announcer. There you go. That dude gets on my freaking nerves, man. He gets on my freaking nerves. 2 minutes left. I can't stand it. Whether the Hornets are playing Miami or not, I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it. And his second part of his question says, would you consider the Jaguars as the Panthers' brother? Since they both came out, or, you know, their both season was 1995. I mean, we're expansion brothers, or we're expansion brother teams, franchises, if you want to call it that. So yeah, but we're in different conferences, and the story of our teams has gone completely different paths since '95. But yeah, I mean, we both came in the league the same year. There's a few teams in the league that came in the same year. But not only that, but Panthers and Jaguars is basic. A Panther and a Jaguar are basically the same animal. A Panther's just a black version of a Jaguar. If you don't believe that, look it up. Which I think is weird that basically the same mascot came into the league the same year. But QC Panthers Media, shout out to him. He asked thoughts on his Funches video. I feel like you could have used better music on it, man. But other than that, it's good. Terror Belly asked, which team do you hate the most in your division? Oh man, it's always been close between Atlanta and New Orleans, but I hate the Falcons more, but I hate the Saints fans more. That's the only way I can answer that for you. I hate the Falcons team more, but I hate the Saints fan base more. That's how I'll answer that one for you. Speaking of Falcons, Sean J said, if you had to be a fan of another team, who would it be and why? I think somebody else asked this later in the comments, but I'm not a fan of that question at all, man. I'm not a big believer in, like, if something happens to your team, like, you just jump on another team's fan base. But if we did somehow lose the Panthers one day, I don't think I'd stop watching football. I'd be very, very pissed off. But if I just kept watching football, it was clear the Panthers weren't coming back after a few years or so, maybe, of trying to get them back. I don't know, man. Maybe I'd jump on. Maybe I'd just start to support another team, not like die hard like I am with Carolina. But I have no idea what team it would be, because none of these other teams have ever stood out to me like the Panthers. Not just because they're my hometown team and stuff, but the culture of the Panthers fan base is just amazing, and I don't think any of these other fan bases could match what you get from being a Panthers fan. So I don't think I'd ever be a fan of another team. I'd watch football and just support random teams. I don't think I could just get over ever having to not be a Panthers fan. So it's a weird and long answer to your question, but that's the answer. Main attraction, Montana. What inspired you to join the TTC, and who is your favorite video maker? Actually, I can answer both of those questions in one. Before I ever found out that there was trash talking about football, I used to watch NFL Panthers 07's highlights on here, and they were amazing. They would get you like all hyped up for the game, and I'm sure every fan base has that one person that makes highlights for you, and you watch that and you're hyped up and you feel like you can beat any team in the league. And then I subscribed to him. I noticed he was making TTC videos, and I didn't even have to ask what's the TTC, because he explained it was the trash talking circle. So I looked it up, saw all these other videos of these other guys. I watched it for a couple years, and then people like The Voice and Panthers 07, No Comparison, Mario, those guys inspired me to join the TTC, Team Money. So I joined in 2014. This will be my third season, and those are guys and the reasons why I'm here. D-Town asked a very trollish question. He said, Social Security number and mother's maiden name. Well, my mother never married anybody, so she doesn't have a maiden name. Or she didn't have a maiden name. And Social Security number 5555555555. There you go, D-Town. Dallas Cowboys 95 said, do you think the Miami Heat would be the NBA champions? It's possible if they get past Cleveland, but I hate the Miami Heat. This is the only team in the NBA I really can't stand, and it's the Miami Heat. And I usually just don't like whatever team LeBron's on, because people bandwagon to whatever team he's on, whether they like the team or not. They just support him because of LeBron, which is the dumbest thing ever. But I thought the Spurs were going to win, but they got eliminated, so my money's on the Warriors. And if I'm wrong about that, it's either the Cavs or the Heat. So I think there's a chance the Heat could win the championship. I just personally hope they don't, because I've never liked them, and they eliminated my Hornets in the first round. So Joey Panther fan asked, what is your favorite, or you should have said, who is your favorite Carolina Panthers player? Of all time, it's Steve Smith, even though he's blocked me on Twitter for reasons I don't understand. I mean, I don't know why he did it, but he's my favorite all time. But my favorite player on the team now, that's a tie between Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly. And Kelvin Minden, probably. It's probably a three-way tie between those, but mostly Cam and Luke, because I want to wait and see if Kelvin can come back healthy. But Cam and Luke are my two favorite current Panther players, and Steve Smith is my favorite Panther player of all time. And he also asked, which two teams from the NFL do I hate? I I hate a few teams, but the Saints and the Falcons are probably the two most hated. Big Bear said, if you were not a Panthers fan, who would you root for? I already answered that. You know, go back in this video to when I answered Sean J's question. I'll give you the same question. What is my favorite Panthers moment? Well, until we win the Super Bowl, when we ever win the Super Bowl, it'll be that. But right now, the first thing that always pops out when people ask me that is the 03 season, when we went on that magical run. We went 11-5 with Jake Delhomme and all those guys. Went to the Super Bowl and just barely lost to the Patriots. That year, not the year as a whole is my favorite moment, but that year in the playoffs, we played the St. Louis Rams, who are now the Los Angeles Rams. We played the St. Louis Rams in double overtime in St. Louis. First play of overtime, Jake Delhomme drops back, throws it to Steve Smith. Touchdown, Panthers win. I still love that. I still go back and watch it on YouTube. I still love that moment. It's crazy, man. All for Awesome-o ask, when the Panthers had the #1 pick, did you always want the Panthers to draft Cam Newton? I don't know if you watched the live hangouts that TTC does, but I've said it like 1,000 times. No matter who was in that draft, if Andrew Luck had declared it or not, I wanted Cam Newton. The only other person I would have taken would have been A.J. Green if we could have somehow gotten him, but I knew we weren't going to get him. So, I mean, but as soon as it was found out we had the #1 pick, I was pretty certain I wanted Cam Newton. I didn't even, that was the first time and last time. I mean, it was the first time, and it was the start of where I'm at now, of not listening to everything these experts say, the draft experts, because, boy, were they wrong about Cam Newton. They didn't think he could make it in the league. But he just won MVP, so whether you agree with him winning MVP or not, he's an MVP winning quarterback in the NFL now. So, yeah, I always wanted the Panthers to draft Cam. I was beyond happy when Roger Goodell said Panthers draft Cam Newton, quarterback Auburn. Cowboys fan for life 25 said, what's your favorite TV show? Well, the only TV show I really watch and care about is The Walking Dead, so I guess it's The Walking Dead. USMC Sniper 123 said, did you play football when you were in high school? And what's your opinion on EDP? I always wanted to play football in high school. There was a couple times my family stopped me because either there was personal stuff going on in the family, or there was one time we thought there might have been something wrong with my heart. So I had to go to like specialists and stuff. But my senior year of high school, I actually tried to go play football. I went out to like a little training camp thing we have in the beginning of summer every year. And I messed my hamstrings up. Like, if you could have seen me, man, I was barely able to walk. It took me a while for my hamstrings to even heal. And I just didn't want to take the chance of tearing anything and not being able to play. And it hurt. That decision hurt me like a lot, man, because there was nothing I wanted to do more than play football. Because I just love football. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making videos about the Panthers. And I mess around in the TTC just because I like comedy and messing with people. But I'm on here because I love football. And so, you know, it hurt that I didn't get to play. Even though I don't think I would have made it to college. Definitely not the NFL. It would have been nice to have had my jersey from high school hanging up in here. But anyways, my opinion on EDP, there's a lot of people in the TTC or people that watch my videos that think I don't like him because I've made videos on him. I just like to mess with EDP. I've tweeted him and talked to him and stuff. I have no problem with him. I do think he overreacts a lot to things, but that's him. I don't have a problem with him. I think he can be funny sometimes, but I just like to mess with the guy. He's easy to mess with. He's a cool guy. I mean, that's really my opinion on him. I really don't care. We only got a couple more questions here because this has already been way too long. TTC Savior, will you vote for me this year for Rookie of the Year? It's too early to ask me that, man. The season hasn't even started. You gotta wait till the season starts and we see what happens, all these other rookies and stuff. We'll see what happens, but you're looking like a strong candidate, like before the season starts. And Muham128, how tall are you and how much do you weigh? I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not just playing around with you to hide anything. I honestly don't know how much I weigh. I haven't weighed myself in a while. But my height, I'm like 5'8". I'm pretty short. But yeah, thank you guys for all the questions. I'm sorry I drew it out for some of these questions, made it a little bit longer than it had to be. But this is the longest video I've done in a while. Thank you for watching it all the way through. If you watched it all the way through, keep at it, Panther Nation. Thank you to all my subscribers, by the way, for getting me over 500 the past month. And I'm out.